They told her it was just aging. "It's normal at your age," the doctor said, handing her another bottle of painkillers. But here's the thing. She wasn't just aging. She was in pain every single day. Knees, hands, hips. Simple things, like getting up from a chair, opening a jar, or going for a short walk had turned into exhausting, uncomfortable tasks. Then one day, she stumbled across something strange, a single spice sitting in her kitchen cabinet. Not a new pill, not an expensive therapy, just a humble little spice she'd ignored for years. And within weeks, her pain began to melt away like snow in the sun. Sounds unbelievable, right? But stay with me. You see, most people over 60 are quietly suffering from some form of joint pain. It creeps up on you slowly. First, it's a little stiffness in the morning. Then it's the ache in your knees after a short walk. Before you know it, you're avoiding stairs, skipping outings, and feeling years older than you really are. And worst of all, you're told it's just part of getting old. But I want you to know, it doesn't have to be this way. Today, we're diving into something surprisingly simple, natural, and effective. A spice that thousands of seniors are now swearing by. Not only because it soothes pain, but because it helps them feel like themselves again. Moving freely, sleeping better, and getting back to the things they love. And no, we're not talking about anything exotic or hard to find. You might already have it in your kitchen right now. In this video, we're going to explore how this spice works, how to use it properly, and what kind of results you can expect. We'll also touch on a few mistakes to avoid so you don't waste time or money. But first, let's talk about why joint pain becomes such a big issue as we get older. Now I want to ask you something and be honest. When was the last time you got out of bed and didn't feel stiff, or went for a walk without rubbing your knees afterward? See, what many people don't realize is that joint pain isn't just about wear and tear. Sure, some of it comes from age, but a big part of it is actually inflammation. Tiny little fires burning inside your body, slowly damaging the tissues in your joints. That's why sometimes the pain flares up out of nowhere. One day you're fine. The next, your hands are aching like you've been digging in the garden for hours, even if all you did was read the newspaper. And here's where this magical spice comes in. Because it turns out, some natural ingredients have powerful anti-inflammatory properties, and one of the best, turmeric. Yes, turmeric, the golden yellow spice used in curry. But don't let its humble appearance fool you. Hidden inside turmeric is a compound called curcumin, which has been studied by scientists around the world for its ability to fight inflammation. And not just a little bit. Some studies suggest curcumin is as effective as over-the-counter pain meds without the nasty side effects. Now that's worth paying attention to. But here's the tricky part. You can't just sprinkle a little turmeric on your eggs and expect your knees to stop aching overnight. That's like expecting a few jumping jacks to give you six-pack abs. You need to use it right and consistently. Most people give up too soon, or they take the wrong kind, or they don't combine it with the ingredients that help it work better. That's why I want to guide you through it step by step. First things first, if you want turmeric to actually help with joint pain, you need to make sure it's in a form your body can absorb. Curcumin, the active ingredient, is powerful, but it's also not very bioavailable on its own. That means your body has a hard time using it unless you give it a little help. One of the best ways to do that? Combine it with black pepper. Sounds odd, I know, but black pepper contains something called piperine, which increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%, not 2%, 2,000. So, if you're taking turmeric, look for a supplement that includes black pepper. Extract, or just add a pinch of black pepper when you cook with it. Now let's talk about consistency. You wouldn't expect a painkiller to work if you only took it once a week. Same goes here. People who see real results from turmeric take it daily. That doesn't mean you have to eat curry every night, though. Some seniors add it to smoothies, others drink it in warm milk or tea, and many take it in capsule form for convenience. The key is making it part of your daily routine, something you do as naturally as brushing your teeth. One woman I spoke with, 68 years old and a retired teacher, told me that after just 3 weeks of taking turmeric with black pepper every morning, she was finally able to kneel in her garden again. It was the first time in years I didn't have to worry about getting back up, she said, almost in tears. And she's not the only one. I've heard similar stories from men and women in their 60s, 70s, even 80s. They're not bodybuilders or yoga masters. They're regular people who just wanted to walk the dog, cook dinner, or play with their grandkids without wincing in pain. And that brings us to another important point. It's not just about reducing pain, it's about getting your freedom back. When your joints hurt less, you move more. And when you move more, your circulation improves, your mood lifts, and you sleep better. It becomes a positive cycle. And turmeric, when used the right way, can be the spark that gets that cycle going. But of course, there are a few things to watch out for, some common mistakes people make when trying turmeric for joint pain. And if you're not careful, they can make the whole thing feel like a waste of time. So before you run out and buy the first turmeric bottle you see, let's go over those, because I want you to get the real benefits, not just false hope. A lot of folks rush into the supplement aisle, see turmeric on the label, and think they've struck gold. But not all turmeric is created equal, and this is where most people go wrong. You might spend good money on a product that's barely effective if you don't know what to look for. Some turmeric powders or capsules contain such low amounts of curcumin that they barely make a dent in inflammation. Worse, some don't include the critical black pepper extract we talked about earlier, so your body can't absorb the curcumin properly. It's like putting gas in your car but forgetting to turn the key. So here's what I tell everyone over 60 who asks: look for a turmeric supplement that clearly says it contains curcumin and piperine, the active compound in black pepper. And if you really want to go the extra mile, find one that's standardized to at least 95% curcuminoids. That's the powerful stuff. That's the part your joints are begging for. Now you might be wondering, can't I just eat more turmeric in my food? You can. And honestly, that's a great start. I'm a big fan of adding it to scrambled eggs, roasted veggies, or warm milk before bed. But remember, food-grade turmeric usually has only about 2 to 5% curcumin. You'd have to eat a whole lot of curry every day to match what a quality supplement can provide in a single capsule. That's why many seniors find the best results come from using both, cooking with it and supplementing consistently. Now let's talk timing. When should you take it? Morning? Evening? With meals? While it's not an exact science, many people find that taking turmeric with food helps reduce the chance of any stomach upset and improves absorption. Since curcumin is fat-soluble, having it with a healthy fat, like avocado, nuts, or olive oil, can also boost its effectiveness. One woman I spoke to takes her turmeric right after breakfast every morning, with a glass of warm water and a slice of whole grain toast topped with almond butter. It's become part of my routine, she told me, just like brushing my teeth or calling my daughter. And that's really the key here, routine. If there's one thing I've learned from working with older adults, it's that the body thrives on consistency. Whether it's stretching, walking, or managing your supplements, doing it regularly matters far more than doing it perfectly. Even if you forget a day here or there, just keep coming back to it. Your joints will thank you. Now I want to share something else that might surprise you. Did you know that chronic inflammation in your joints can affect more than just your mobility? It can impact your entire body, your energy, your sleep, even your mood. Some seniors describe feeling foggy, drained, or irritable when their joint pain flares up. And that makes sense, because pain doesn't just sit quietly in your knee or your hand. It sends signals throughout your nervous system, it stresses your body, it wears you down. So when you calm that inflammation with something as natural as turmeric, it's not just your joints that start to feel better. It's you, all of you. I recently heard from a 72-year-old man who had been struggling with arthritis in his hands and knees for over a decade. He'd tried everything: ointments, injections, heat packs. Some helped a bit, others did nothing. Then his daughter, a nutritionist, recommended a turmeric supplement with black pepper. At first I rolled my eyes, he told me. I thought, oh great, another internet miracle. But to his surprise, within 4 weeks, the swelling in his knuckles had gone down. He could hold a coffee mug without wincing, tie his shoes again. And he told me something I'll never forget. For the first time in years, I wasn't thinking about my pain all day long. I could focus on living again. Now let me be clear. Turmeric isn't a magic bullet. It's not going to rebuild, cartilage or cure decades of damage overnight, but what it can do is reduce the inflammation that makes joint pain feel worse. And over time, with consistency, it can give your body the breathing room it needs to start moving more freely. That movement builds strength, flexibility, and confidence. And just like that, life starts feeling good again. But I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't mention one more thing. Make sure to talk to your doctor, especially if you're on blood thinners or medications for diabetes. Turmeric is natural, yes, but it's also powerful. And just like any effective remedy, it should be used wisely, especially alongside other treatments. Most doctors will support your decision to try it, especially if you've been struggling with joint pain. In fact, some may even recommend it themselves. One doctor I know, a rheumatologist who's worked with seniors for over 30 years, told me, "I'd much rather see my patients try turmeric before jumping to prescription drugs. If it works, it's safer, cheaper, and easier on the body." That's a powerful statement from someone who's seen the worst of joint degeneration. So if your doctor gives you the green light, go ahead and give it a real shot. Not just for a day or two, not just when you remember, but every day, like a promise to yourself that you're not giving in to aging without a fight. And remember, there's something empowering about taking your health into your own hands, about discovering that something as simple as a spice can help you move better, feel better, live better. It's not about chasing youth, it's about reclaiming joy, about waking up each morning and knowing that your body is still your friend, not your enemy. And if you're sitting there thinking, "But what if it doesn't work for me?" That's okay too. Not every remedy works for everyone, but isn't it worth finding out? Isn't it worth taking one small natural step toward less pain and more freedom? You've tried other things. Why not this? Because somewhere, in a spice you've probably seen 1,000 times, might be the key to unlocking a better, more comfortable, more vibrant version of your life. When you've lived 6 or more decades, you start to understand something that younger folks often miss. Health isn't just about surviving. It's about living well. It's about walking your grandchild to school without limping, standing up from a chair without bracing yourself, getting through the day without that dull, constant ache in your knees or hips reminding you that time is ticking. That's what turmeric is offering. Not a miracle, not a fantasy, but hope. Hope that something so natural, so simple, can actually help ease that daily burden. Now, some of you might be wondering, what else can I do to help turmeric work better? Is there anything that can speed up or boost its effects? Absolutely. Because turmeric is like a teammate. It works best when you support it with a few good habits. First, movement. I know. When your joints hurt, the last thing you want to do is move. But gentle, regular movement is actually one of the best things you can do. Even if it's just walking around the block, doing some slow stretches in the morning, or dancing to your favorite song in the living room. Movement brings fresh blood to your joints, helps flush out toxins, and tells your body, "Hey, I'm still here and I still want to feel good." Another great ally, omega-3 fatty acids, found in fish like salmon or in flaxseed oil and walnuts. Omega-3s help reduce inflammation too. When combined with turmeric, they can create a powerful 1-2 punch for your joints. Just imagine that. 2 natural ingredients, one from the sea and one from the soil, working together to help you walk, bend, and sleep more comfortably. And here's another unexpected helper. Sleep. Yes, good sleep actually reduces inflammation in the body. It allows your joints to rest, repair, and recover. If you're tossing and turning all night, your pain threshold goes down and your body becomes more sensitive to aches and discomfort. But when you sleep well, everything, from your mood to your mobility, gets better. Some seniors have even said that once their joint pain started to fade with turmeric, their sleep improved too. They weren't waking up every few hours from discomfort, and that alone changed their whole day. Now I want to bring this full circle. We began this journey by talking about a humble spice, something you've probably walked past in the grocery store hundreds of times. But today you've seen just how powerful it can be. Not because it's trendy, not because it's exotic, but because it works, because it helps calm the fire inside your joints, because it supports your body without the side effects of so many medications, and because more and more seniors are discovering its benefits and raving about the difference it's made in their lives. You've heard stories. You've learned what to look for. You've seen how to take it properly. Now, the question is, what will you do with this information? Will you let another day go by just tolerating the pain? Or will you try something simple, natural, and possibly life-changing? No one is saying turmeric is going to make you feel 25 again, but it can help you feel more like yourself again. That version of you who could get out of bed without stiffness, who could walk without worrying, who could reach for a jar on the top shelf without a jolt of pain in your shoulder. That version is still there, still inside you, still waiting for the chance to move more freely. You've got this, and you're not alone. Every day, more and more seniors are taking control of their health, not with drastic diets or harsh medications, but with small, powerful changes, like adding turmeric to their daily routine. So if you're ready, start today. Add that golden spice to your meals, find a trusted supplement, set a reminder, stay consistent, and give your body the gift of relief. Now, before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried turmeric for joint pain? Did it help you? Or do you have a favorite way to use it in your food? Share your story in the comments below. You never know who you might inspire. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps more people find this information. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more simple science-backed tips for healthy, happy aging. We believe in you, in your strength, in your ability to live fully, even after 60, 70, or 80. Aging doesn't have to mean suffering. It can mean wisdom, growth, and yes, relief. Here's to less pain, more freedom, and the joy of feeling good in your own body again. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.